Hey guys, in this video I will be taking a look at the most unknown leagues on Sorare and how you can utilize that, and I will of course show you some very underpriced and good players for a cheap price. Starting off we have Mats Møller Dæhlie, and before I go more in depth about why he's such a good option, I want to remind you that I'm currently having a giveaway. I will have it throughout 2024. From Monday to Friday, you need to like every single video and subscribe and comment your Sorare username on Friday's video. But let's get back, and Mats Møller Dæhlie. He has currently played for the Bundesliga 2 side Nürnberg, but he is currently getting linked strongly to a Norwegian side Molde. So the first league is going to be Eliteserien. I'm from Norway. I don't know too much about Eliteserien, I don't watch it, but I know that he is heavily linked. So when you watch this video, if you know if he's going to move, this price may look a lot different, because he may go up a lot in price, and you can already see he has gone up a little bit. But I think this is a person that has been called up to Norway's national team for the past couple of years. He's an extremely good player, and he is only 28 years old. I don't think people understand that. I thought he was like 35, because I have always remembered him like a guy that he's so routined when he comes on, and I have really liked watching him when I watched the Norwegian national team. We can look, scroll down here and check. I think, yeah, he played against Scotland, for example. Yeah, so he has been called up, so he is actually a very good player. In my opinion. So this is a very hidden gem, in my opinion. Very hidden gem, and I think he will move clubs, and Molde is on the list, and I think if he moves to Norway, he will be one of the best players on the platform. You can quote me on that. The next one is the player from the Austrian Bundesliga, Tierno Ballo. He's under 23 until 2026, which is very nice. And in terms of price, for these scores, it's just incredible, in my opinion. And of course, the same with the Norwegian League, it is a little bit of time before the season kicks off, but that is also one of the reasons why he's so cheap, and one of the reasons you should probably picking up now if you want to get him, because I don't think you will get a better opportunity to get a player like this with those high peak scores. In the last two games he haven't been doing too well, but you can't expect him to score every single game, and I think it's very smart to buy a player when he is in a down period, and then when the rest of the season starts off again, I think he will perform. But yeah, and Austrian Bundesliga, for some of you it may don't be that unknown, but for me Austrian Bundesliga is very unknown, so that's why I've taken him on the list. And next one is, speaking of unknown, we have the Superliga. That is the Danish league. Yeah, it is the Danish league, and he's playing at Midtjylland. And if he stays at Midtjylland, this is a gem. But of course it's a long time until the season kicks off, and that's why he's so cheap. Look at these scores. Just incredible scores. And only for a little over $2 in limited and $35 in rare. Just perfect price. Perfect, and I think in general, just looking at these scores, it explains itself. I think this is a very good option. And also, yeah, Superliga isn't so known, and I really like those leagues, because those players are going to be a big differential for getting you for those high places, and also most of these players are also on a budget, which is very nice. And the next player is a more of a player that is known. I think most of you know who he is, but he is also playing at Brøndby, which is Swedish side. Not Swedish, Danish side, I'm sorry. I always mix those leagues in between, but I'm pretty sure it's a Danish side. And also looking at these scores is just incredible. You know he's a good SO5 scorer, so it's a less risk of him performing or not, and getting 40 points when conceding 3 goals is pretty nice as well, and he's playing midfield in-game. So if you pick up his defender card, I think you're in for a treat. I think he has a defender card, or am I wrong? No, he only have a midfielder card, but still, looking at these scores, yeah, fantastic. I would definitely recommend you to pick him up. And you also have a contract until 2025, which is very nice. The next one is a little bit of a risky one. He is playing at Superliga as well. Tom Tryggebull, and yeah, he has recently gotten a starter place and has performed to way above many expectations. And I think if he can keep that starter place to the next season, he can be a very good scorer. Like, I just love looking at high peaks with only AA. 58.5 in AA. That gives you so much confidence that he, when he gets a decisive, he can easily hit those 100s. And that is something you need if you want to do very well on Sorare. And especially for a guy like this, which are so cheap and is a wild card for the next season. The next one is a player I really like, and this isn't a player that have breaked through yet. He's actually younger than me, and that's quite sad, because I should be there and play football for Rosenborg, which is the club, in the Norwegian League Eliteserien, and he is a talent under 23 until 2031. It's so weird to say 2030, but yeah. Just incredible player in general. I've talked to some fans. He will stay, hopefully, and he hasn't yet had that breakthrough season, because yeah, he has been an important piece to Rosenborg's game, but like, he hasn't been that dominant in terms of SO5 scores and how nailed he has been, how important he has been. He has been rotated here and there. He hasn't been that player that Emery was at, is at PSG, I mean. The 17 years old. I think it's the same situation here, and I just think it's a matter of time before he can break through, and I hope that is the next season for him. And yeah, very interesting prospect, and especially in rare, he's pretty cheap compared to the limited price. So I think that is a very good option to buy and hold for a pretty long time, and I have recommended him before, and he's actually one of the players that haven't gone down too much in price in terms of his limited value. He has been very steady for a long time, which is nice. You want stability players, and yeah, in general, just a very good pickup for me. And the next one is Sander Tangvik. He got a red card in his last game against Viking, so his price have dipped a little bit. And of course, it's also a pretty long time until the Eliteserien starts again. But in terms of the price, way too good to be true. I think he will, and he will be there for a pretty long time at Rosenborg. He has recently gotten his starter place back at the club. So I think this is a very good one, and I would trust or hope that the Rosenborg does better next season, and then you have a pretty good under 23 keeper for more years to come, which is very nice. That's what you want to see, and yeah, in terms of price, very fair. And if you want, you can also buy the backup keeper for Rosenborg if you aren't fully planning on playing under 23. And the next one is Robert Beric, and here we move to another league, the Chinese league. And looking at his scores, he has some high peaks. He is an incredible goal scorer. He's a striker. He's like a player that needs a decisive to get a very high score. Or here he didn't need it. He got 30 in decisive. And yeah, you need to just see when he is at home, he tends to do very well, and also against bad fixtures, also away. We can see here he got 86 pointer. You need to just look for the easy fixtures and play him there. And I don't know too much about the Chinese league, but we will end it off with some fan players. And sorry if I haven't covered enough goalkeepers, but we have of course Sander Tangvik. But if you want me to make a goalkeeper specific video, I will do that. But this is a player I think is very fun. Felipe. He don't have a limited card, but a rare. But rare cards. And the reason for me thinking this is pretty interesting is that I think he may stay for the next season, and if he does that, like, think of this, 170 euros, and look at his scores. Like, this scores is unbelievable. Like, it's Dewsbury Hall vibes or Madison when he was fit vibes. Like, it's just incredible. And also the one thing that I really like is that you don't see a lot of forwards with those type of scores. You have a Brunetta. He's worth way more than this. And like, yeah, he's just an incredible player in my opinion. And he tends to do well on almost every single game. So if you can keep that up and if he wants to stay, I think this is a very, very good option. And also, the reason for me thinking this player is often is I remember that logo that is Gwang Yu. And I have a Gwang Yu collection in limited, so I think like this was like the perfect pickup for me. And also if we zoom in here, we have Gwang Yu. And that wouldn't, like, I'm so tempted to pick him up for the next season. And yeah, I need to just do way more research on him, but he has a contract until June 30th. So he has utility for another, but I don't know if he will sign a new contract. He's only 31 years old, so that's my dream, that he signs a new contract. But like, yeah, I really like Gwang Yu. Like, that is the only K-League team I have ever watched in my entire life. And that was when I like... doing well in limited was so hype for me, and I enjoyed watching those games. I watched it on the flight, it was incredible. Why am I talking so much about that? Let's move on. But like, when I saw this player, I just thought, wow, I need to get him, and yeah, I'm so close to actually doing it. But yeah, let's start off, not end off, I mean, with a player when I started playing Sorare. Because in the winter period, I think the Chinese league had some fixtures, at least in December, I think. Or I may be wrong, because now currently they don't have fixtures, but I thought after the World Cup they had some fixtures. But I may be wrong here, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, they may have... To be honest, I'm not sure, but I think the Chinese league was one of the... was one of the leagues that played during the World Cup, I'm not sure, but at least he was one of the players I scouted for a long time ago. I have never bought him, but another player that could be very fun to watch out for to the next season, and yeah, he has some incredible scores, so yeah, another very good pickup for me there. And yeah, what do you think about this type of videos? Going a little bit unknown, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next one. Bye bye, and take care. Peace.